Do you want to know the K&N Next Gen cold air intake is worth getting? Stick around to find out when we install it on a 2025 Dodge Durango, and then we're going to put it to the test.
Someone new, different, just you and me, and a getaway crew, someone new.
Before we install the K&N cold air intake, we're going to do a 0-60 to pull and see afterwards if it even does anything. Maybe it does, maybe it don't, but we're about to find out. So we found us a stretch of road that's kind of straight. We can get the 0-60 with. We are in sport mode. We got the AC off. Don't know if that does anything anymore. And then we're gonna try it and see how it goes. And I'm not gonna build it up or anything. I'm just gonna go from brake pedal to accelerator pedal and see what happens. All right, 6.8. That says it's best. Like I said, the sport mode was on. Seems pretty slow. Let me try one more. Let's try one more. We got another little stretch here. So the first one was 6.8, and this is before the cold air intake. So here we go. Turn the air back off. Let's let the windows down so we can actually hear what's going on too. All right, you ready? So exactly 6.8 again. Both pulls was 6.8. All right, let's get home and install the intake and see if it changes. We got the K&N 1563. It's going to be the next gen version. So let's install it and see how it goes. All right, so before we change this intake, we're going to crank the car, give it some revs, and see what this intake actually sounds like. And then we'll do it again after we install the other one. By the dyno sheet, it says it gives it 34 more horsepower and 23.8 foot-pounds of torque. If that's the case, our 6.8 0-60 should definitely go up. So we're going to see if it does. The tools we need: 4mm Allen head wrench, a flathead screwdriver, extension, ratchet, 8mm socket, 13/16 wrench, some pliers, 10mm socket, and a 5/16 socket nut driver. All right, so we're gonna go through some of the parts that come in the box. This is gonna be your filter housing. So it has the scoop the same way as the OEM. There's the scoops here, so that's good. That way the air, you know, it's actually cold air. You're not sucking in all the hot air from out up under the hood. And we actually have our intake tube. Goes here. Looks like it has a place for your sensors. Got one here too. I have to figure out what that one's for. But yeah, looks pretty good. Got your rubber hose. This would be for your intake to go on too. You have some type of vacuum hose. It's got your clamps, vacuum hose adapter. So K&N provided a bracket to cover, bolts right there using your factory bolts, it looks like. And it covers this hood vent here, or the hood scoop. That way your air is coming from here and it's not putting water and hot air up here, I'm guessing. But that would definitely help the water. Then last but not least, the actual filter. Yeah, it does say it's washable.
Which is a good thing.
Okay, yeah. Decent size filter. And it has little, I noticed there were some just like the color here, the orange and red, it has two little like trim pieces. In the other bag, get the other bag there, brother. Yeah, so the two little well, it's just decorative, but they go on your filter. I don't even know if I'll put these on here or not. Step one, what we're doing.
Turn off the ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable.
Alright, let's do that. That's probably under the seat. Alright, so in the Durango, at least our Durango, the battery is under the passenger seat. So let the seat all the way forward. Get your little pin here. You just kind of pop it up. And there you go. There's your battery. So we're going to disconnect the ground side, and that should be it. Alright, what's step two, Bob?
Okay, skipping step 2 because step 2 says take off the cover. Ain't got no cover.
So step 2 was take off it would be the huge Hemi cover. It's not here, so we're going to skip step 2.
Okay, step 3 says remove the intake. What's that?
The intake plenum mounting bolt shown and loosen the intake tube hose clamp. Alright, so intake mounting bolts. You got one here, then loosen this clamp. This engine is still hot. So let's loosen those. This bolt's gonna be an 8mm. Yep, that is hot. And also your hose clamp. 8mm works for it also. Let's go ahead and loosen this one over here. There we go. Let's see if we have another intake mounting bolt. Don't see one on this one. Doesn't look like it. What's next, Bo? Take the intake plenum off.
Step 4?
Yep. Step 4.
Okay, disconnect the inlet air temperature sensor
Disconnect it.
electrical connection.
So the intake air temp sensor, okay. That's here. We're gonna disconnect this. So all you do is push it, pull it out. It's got a little push pin on one side. Like that. Let's push it out the way. We're not messing with it. Make sure you don't break this. Alright, it looks like, what's step 5?
Okay, step 5. Disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the port on the valve hose.
Alright, so step 5, disconnect your crankcase vent hose, which would be this hose here. So you should just be able to twist it and pull it off. There you go.
The port on the cover.
And then twist it and pull it off there. Crankcase vent hose off. Alright, next step.
Alright. Step 6. Release the 2 upper air bolts. Retain clips.
Release the 2 upper air box retaining clips. Alright, so you're going to have some clips. I don't know if you guys can see down in here. Let me try to push it down a little bit. Push it down here. Your clips down here. You just pop them out. Be careful with these hoses because I don't know why that's that close. There's your clips. Alright, what's next?
Okay. Remove the upper air box and intake to assembly.
Remove the upper intake box and tube assembly. Alright, so
And the intake to assembly.
alright, let's do some wiggling. Looks like we can wiggle this way.
It was wiggling a lot whenever you were revving it too.
Yep, there we go. That's all.
It's meant for wiggling.
Alright, what we got next, buddy?
Okay, step 8. Unhook the ceiling trim from the fresh air intake scoop, and keep it.
Alright, so it says unhook the hood trim, which is this, from the top of your scoop, your original scoop. That looks like, I'm not gonna break that, so. Easy way to do this, you can either use, if you have an actual puller for pins, that'll work the best. But I would say take a flathead, get under that piece, don't tear it out of your rubber here, or you can get a pair of needle nose and grab it, pull straight up like that. That way your green piece stays in your rubber. If you pull this off of this, I'm sure that'll be fun trying to get that back in there. So let's do it like that. All right, what's next, Bubba?
Okay. That'll be step 10, right?
After the releasing the hood trim.
Lift the up lower air box to dislodge it from the mountain grommets. Grommets, is that right?
Yep. All right, so we're taking our.
And then remove the lower air box from the vehicle. Some vehicles may have a curved steering line attached to the air box.
All right, so we're taking the air filter out. That way we can get to the bolts on the bottom that's holding. Oh no, it's no bolts. You said just lift it, Bubba?
Yeah, so we can lift it up.
Okay, so maybe we just lift it then. So it looks like it's on just rubber grommets.
Lift up the lower.
Be careful, don't break anything. But yeah, it's just sitting on grommets here.
Did you remove the trim?
I did. I'm gonna push these in so that don't rip the hoses
You're
out.
supposed to move this.
Just pull straight up. Get this out from up under here.
Yes, see?
I got it right here, Dave. Look.
Wait a minute.
There you go. Look at there.
There's supposed to be a big piece right there. What the heck is that?
The big piece is gone. I done moved it. Look at there. All right, box is out. What's next, dude?
Remove the 3 factory air box. Mountain grommets from the.
All right, so on the original air box, it has grommets in the bottom of it. Right here would be these. So you just kind of stick your hand on one side, push with your finger, pull them out. Push that one. Pull these babies out. So there's 3. Here's another one. Like I said, just push, pull. All right, what's next, dude?
Alrighty. Release the locking tab and then remove the inlet air temperature sensor from the factory intake tube by the.
Alright, so now what we're first going to do is get this temperature sensor out. To get it out, you have to be very careful. If you look, there is a little clip. This clip needs to be picked up and then spun. That'd be counterclockwise. And then you pull it out. Be very careful with this because that clip will break.
It's very clever.
He said be very careful. So how we're going to do it is get you a flathead screwdriver, get up under it, pick it up just a tad bit, just a tiny bit, and twist it out. So it's twisted. I'm talking about it's a small bit. You don't have to do a lot. And kind of wiggle it. Keep some pressure on it, that way you don't drop it, and bam, there you are. What else we got, buddy?
Alright. Okay, step 12. Install the 3 grommets from step 10 into the new K&N air box.
Alright, so your grommets that you took out of your OE box, we're going to install them on the new box. But I'm going to probably wash them up a little bit and put some lubricant on them. Alright, so we washed the grommets up a little bit. I'm going to spray some like little car wax on it or something. I guess you could use, if you got spray lubricant, probably be the best thing. But I don't have any, and I'm not going to the store to get none. So, make this part very easy. Let's move this out of the way so we don't drop that. So you're installing your grommets back in the 3 holes on the new kit, or the new box here. Let me spray them.
You got all 3?
I do got all 3. So you just get it and push it in. Bam, look how much easier that was. I'm not fighting with these things. Got your other one. Watch. Whoop. Bam, in. Not fighting. One more, here we go.
Kaboom. Oh,
Boom, in. Lube it up. Makes it a lot easier. What's next, dude?
get it ready. Step 13. Attach the filter tips to the leads
Let's see.
on the air filter.
Okay, so now it's saying to install those little clips we were talking about earlier. These.
Put it on the air filter.
I don't know if I want them. It says to install these now on your filter. Yeah. Nah. What do you think? Yeah or no?
I mean, like, I don't know if we need them or not.
Do you like it though? Do you want to put them on or no? That's what it's gonna look like, but press down.
Will you be able to take off?
I don't know. It'd probably be hard to take them off once it's in this box. What do you think? Yeah. All right, but once put them on, let's put them on. All right. So what's it say? Which way do we install them? Does it matter?
It just says put them on.
Put them on. All right. Let's put them on. So installing your little pins they got here. Make sure this one right there looks all right.
Wait, it said driver's side filters.
Driver's side filters.
Yeah.
Does the orange go on top of the red, or does the red go on top of the orange? Does it show that? Looks like orange by the box. The orange goes on top. So let's do
Yeah,
that.
orange on top of red.
All right, let's do that then. There you go. Orange on top of the red. What's next, dude?
Alrighty. Okay, step 14. Install the air filter into the K&N air box.
So install the air filter into the box
K&N air box.
before we stick it in, I guess.
Just stick in it.
Okay.
That's all it says.
All right. Installed. What we got next?
Okay. Install the air box into the vehicle and install the air box assembly into the vehicle and position to the air box to the original air box mounting stud.
Anyways, you put your filter in the box first, and then I'm going to lube these garments up again so that they slide right on top of these. And then just put your box back in. Slide that in there. Guess it comes good. Okay.
We still gotta go all the way to step 24.
Alright, what we got next? Box is in.
Step 16. Secure the front of the air box using provided push clips.
You got push pins in your bag over here?
Push clips.
Alright, so the kit comes with 2 push pins. two little holes on top here. You can see those. They go in there. Looks like you might have to fight with these. So one. There's one. There's one. All right, what we got next, dude? We're gonna go ahead and connect this to this.
Install the hose with clamps to the throttle body and tighten clamp on throttle.
Go ahead and put that back in.
Tighten the clamps using 5/16 socket or nut ring.
Now, what are we installing now?
5/16.
I'm talking about the hose. We're installing the tube.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Do you need the short one or the longer one?
The short one's sounds better. All right, so we're gonna install the hose. So the bigger side. All right, so it is. There's a smaller side and a larger side. Smaller side looks like it goes towards the engine there. Clamps are also, yeah, you have a smaller clamp also. So. If you do have the cover, I would suggest putting your clamps like to the side or so. That way, if anything was coming down, it wouldn't be touching it. Your socket is a 5/16 socket or a flathead screwdriver. We're gonna run with a socket. Let's work. So we'll put this on. I actually want mine facing kind of down. So I'm gonna flip this. Okay, that's out there. Get it where you want it. That way everything's out of the way. Make sure that is tight. We don't want no leaks. All right, what we got next, buddy?
Okay. Step 18. With provided grommet, attach to the hole on the air tube.
All right, so
On
there's
the intake tube.
so the sensor.
Install the temperature sensor into the grommet.
Okay. All right, so we have
No,
kit comes with a grommet that goes
remove
into.
the O-ring for easier install.
Remove the O-ring.
Yeah. Remove the O-ring for easier installation.
All right, so we're going to install the grommet in this hole here. This is for your intake air temp. Again, I'm spraying it. Push this in. Bam. Wipe that off. Now, I don't know if I would lube your sensor or not. That probably wouldn't be a good idea. But that garment's in there. All right, what we got next?
Step 19. Install the provided bar fitting into the K&N intake tube.
Okay. So now it's saying to install the bar for your vacuum hose. It's gonna be for your vacuum hose. Just turn it in. All right, so your vacuum, it is I got a 21 and it works. I wouldn't super tighten this, so I'm just gonna hand tighten it. I don't think it needs to be hand tight's good enough, but a 21 socket fits right on there.
Step 20. Install the intake tube in position to filter and dog body. Once adjust properly, tighten all clamps.
Okay.
Tighten clamps using 5/16 socket and nut.
All right, so now we're installing
No,
the,
do not over tighten clamps.
do not over tighten clamps. So your large clamp is gonna go on your filter here.
Do you want the longer one this time?
No, I got it over here. That's fine. All right, we're going to install our tube. Make sure your clamp's already on. And your clamp over here is already on also. Slide it in. Just kind of wiggle it. Force the bottom in. Make sure it's all the way up there. Kind of wiggle both sides. Careful with this hose. That hose is right on that. That is wow. It does go up over it. You want to kind of wiggle it, make sure everything's in. Feel around the bottom, make sure the filter's not folded up anywhere. Okay, so there. Again, I'm going to kind of keep my clamps on one side. Make sure they're straight. Then a big one here. I'm going to put it to the front, make it a little bit easier to get to. Make sure it's lined up. There, I think that's good. We'll go crazy with it. It's tight. All right, Bubba, what's next, dude?
Okay, step 21. With provided hose, connect the crankcase line
All right,
to the
so
engine and barb fitting on intake tube. Note, use silicone spray lubricant to assist installing the hose onto the barb.
all right, so now you install your vacuum hose that came in your kit, not your original one. It says use the one provided. So
Need the intake tube.
intake, crankcase ventilation. So it says use some type of lubricant. I'm again just gonna use a wax spray, but then I want to kind of throw it out too because I don't want that in my engine. So I sprayed it, but I'm gonna kind of shake that mess out. This is gonna go. Oh well, I don't even need it on that side. It doesn't look like. Oh no, that baby is pretty tight. Alright, make sure that's on there. Don't break that off. That would not be good. Alright. Get it on there as far as you can. And get on this side. Oh wow, that is. Yeah, we might do that up a little more. Alright, let's try this. That's tight. That is very, very tight. And it's just digging into it, so I don't understand. Let's see here. Definitely some silicone spray would be better for this. 100%. I feel like that should be on there a little bit better than that. Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, I don't like that at all. Alright, let's redo this. Alright, so this hose that they provided is way too long. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit, and plus I was trying to press it on. Done. Gapped it up a little bit there. Let me cut this. All right, so I cut about a 1/2 inch off of it because I didn't like how it was all folded up. It was kind of like folded like that. I didn't like that. I want it to be. It needs some type of lubricant to get this thing on. It is rough. So I'm gonna try to put some type of spray on there. Just gonna work it. And it's still not going on. And still, there's a huge bend in it. If you could get it to go on, it wouldn't be bending so much. Alright, well, that's as good as it's getting. That's the worst part of it, is getting the daggum hose on. Anyways, hose is on. What's next, buddy?
Okay. Connect the inlet air temperature sensor extension harness
Okay.
to the factory electrical connection, and then connect the other end into the inlet air temperature sensor as shown.
Gotcha. Alright, so the kit comes with two different connectors. One is for probably like a Grand Cherokee or something, and the other one's for the Durango. Just match yours up.
There's two of them. Just make
Alright,
sure.
so just check your plug and the earplug. All it is an extender. Plug this side into here. Voila. Then that'll give you enough room to get it. It's a lot extra actually, but it gives you room to get your sensor plugged in.
Step 23, reinstall the engine cover. I got no engine cover.
Okay, well, let's get our sensor in. Be careful with it. Kind of hold your grommet that comes with it. Just twist it in a little bit. Don't push it and the garment all the way through. I'm twisting it and this will go in pretty good. And make sure it goes all the way to the little stop bar there, or little stop pin that it has. And then once it gets to there, then you can kind of twist it where you want it. Alright, so that's all the way there. Make sure it's all in. Connect it. We gotta do something with these wires. There's a lot of wire. Alright, got a zip tie. Wish it was black. I couldn't find none of the black ones, but hey. This. Put all these wires together. Kind of keep them up out off of everything hot and not bunched up. There we go. Not so bad. It don't look great, but it doesn't look bad. That'll cut me later. What we got next, Bubba?
Okay, next, reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle.
Okay, so it says to go ahead and put your battery cable back on. What I'm going to do real quick, because I know for a fact I want the cover up here. I'm going to go ahead and do that before we go in the car. Alright, so the piece that covers this up here, these are size 10s. Take those out. Something, this got to be, there we go. Put it back where it belongs. Gonna get this one started. Goodness gracious. There we go. move the top piece and the bottom piece at the same time. Make sure that goes in. Definitely wouldn't over tighten these because this is to the scoop on top there. So I'm not even going to. Let's get this. Little kind of not tighten these so tight. Yeah, we're not going to over tighten those. There we go. And that'll block all your water and stuff coming in from the top. We have everything under here. Make sure everything's good, everything's tight, nothing's wiggling loose. Let's get our stuff. I'm gonna put my bolt back in here, even though I don't have a cover. It's all good. Push that back down. There we go. Alright, so before the intake we were doing 6.8. So we put the K&N cold air intake on. We're in the same stretch of road that we were before. We're going to do the same exact way. Sports on, AC's off. Just me and Ian. We're gonna do it the same exact way, to the floor. Ready?
Yeah.
So 6.6. All right, we're gonna do 2 runs because without the intake we did two runs and it was both exactly 6.8. Once we get our other stretch of road, we'll let the windows down and do it the same way. Also, you can hear it a lot more. Of course, that's what the OEM intake housing's for, you know, quietness. But, I mean, it helped a little bit. If we do this second one, let's see if it does 6.6 also, and then we'll know for sure. So what we do here, sport mode, air is off, windows down. 6.7. So Ian's over here 6.7. All right, so I mean it did help. Let's save this. By not that much, but hey, it's okay. I mean, if you bought an RT, I mean, you bought an RT because you couldn't afford the SRT, but you still want to do stuff to your car. I mean, I do. I may not, you know, everybody may not, but you get a car, you still want to do stuff to it. If you're trying to go for fuel efficiency, probably shouldn't put this on. I would think that the OEM probably got the best fuel efficiency, but we want, you know, get a little bit of sportiness out of it. So we want to do an exhaust, you want to do a cold air intake. I mean, why not? If you want to work on your car, it's your car, do what you want to with it. They may not do anything. The cold air intakes may not do anything. By this, it's not giving us, you know, what $400 is worth, but who cares? If you don't want to spend it, don't spend it. If you want to go out and buy you a $100 Spectre ones from AutoZone, do that. But my wife bought me this for my birthday, and I wanted one, I've been wanting one. So yeah, I'm putting it on. I like it, it sounds good. Now the sound is way better. You can actually hear it. I mean, even, this is right now, I mean, we're running 60 miles an hour. If you go into a dig, I mean, you can hear it very loudly. But if you're just riding, you know, just say if you're traveling and you're on the interstate running 70, it's not, you know, nothing's nothing's any different. I don't hear it at all. You only kind of hear it when you go into a good dig. But I mean, I like it. All right. Well, that's it. Me and Bubba put this thing on in what, 30 minutes maybe? Maybe 45 minutes?
Maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour, I don't know. Just say an hour. Wasn't that hard. It said the only step that you would change if you have the intake cover, which we don't have one. I need to look into that too. And maybe your hose difference. This hose could be shorter and bigger would be great. But otherwise, there you have it. The K&N Next Gen cold air intake for the 5.7 Dodge Durango.